All right, so hello, this is me. Anybody who's on this channel knows exactly who that is. This is a very tiny channel. There's no reason for any random person to be here. Um, so yeah, no need to bother with the, hey, I'm just a troll who happened by and I just decided that I hate your guts, crazy lady. And I've made 100 assessments about your character because that's what normal people normally do. Um, So I went over to see, since I noticed that Turtle was doing a little babbling this evening, I went to go and, really have a nice chuckle at him whining about Tariq Nasheed some more. I posted a video earlier talking about how I am enjoying the thorough ass whipping that he's receiving from this man in the form of being, punked by him. He had to pay this man the $1,000 that he gave him. And now the man is set to make money off of making fun of him. And it's just the most delicious poetic justice. I cannot tell you how special it is to me, personally, because I am a person who, happened along this guy accidentally and ended up discovering that he's really been up to just some of the most horrible shit that I've seen anyone do online outside of people who have actually, like, murdered their spouses or their children and posted pictures about it. He's really kind of just under those people. He is that bad because he attacks people. He stalks people. He criminally stalks people and attacks them, and then tries to shut them up when they defend themselves, and continues to deny his wrongdoing. Him saying, "Oh, I've been a person who's done this, or I've been to jail," and blah blah blah. That's not fessing up to what he's doing. That is not fessing up to what he has been doing. He has no business being pissed off about this crispy business when he was having all kinds of shits and giggles making fun of the Advice Show, knowing that Advice Show had, openly expressed that he made the decision to not choose to retaliate against the guy, to just ignore him. So he took advantage of that man's good nature and just kept pressing and pushing and pressing, made an entire channel full of all of these videos, made, I don't know, I think he made a Twitter page too, and was just going at it with this swole fat business. So he can make fun of the Advice Show's weight, and he can talk about it like this and take the head, this is so fat, and try to make the man sound retarded. But he's gonna cry about crispy. Look, people, anyone who now defends this person, I have to say, is an idiot. If you're a fan of his, you're an idiot. If you defend him, you are an idiot. You may be a well-meaning idiot who thinks that he's sincere in the things that he says. That's fine. But you're a fucking idiot. I've got a list here that I made earlier that I was going to use as a comment on the Tariq Nasheed page, but I decided against it because I was really, just kind of preaching to the choir, saying things that I know good and well that this troll already knew. I mean, I know that every single invisible person involved here is not turtle fuck. However, I also know that Turtle Dick trolls his freaking ever-loving ass off because he has nothing else to do but to protect this bullshit he's building. So this is probably a short list of the YouTubers that Turtle Faces outright lied on just to make a few AdSense payments. Sansare Smith, Maya Gamati, Delu, Testizzle, Colonel of Wisdom, General Backlash, Ambi 101, Real Love Unknown, LG, The Advised Show. Aka Judy 100, Tai 777, Leo July 24th, 1981, John Rhimes, Nut Ward TV, Dante G, Carmen Kaboom, Afro Synergy, Tyrone Thompson. And then, of course, we have these fools, Minty and Sirloin, Low Altitude, Hollowhead, and the nigga with the tattoos, now turned revolutionary. Not to mention all of his lame whining about pseudo, semi, and actual celebrities like Kelly Rowland, or his disrespectful diatribes full of lies about the murders of Trayvon Martin and Michelle Rowley. So while he bitches and moans about one man's rightful retaliation, he needs to be worried about the fact that there are more people who have stood against his bullshit than there will ever be supporting it. I'm going to say this again because, you know, he has yet to address it, and he eventually will, because everything that I've pressed him with, he has responded to with some bullshit, half-ass, escapist explanation. But the truth of the matter is, if this person has more followers than Tariq Nasheed, then why is it that his homeless ass has bounced back and forth from coast to coast for 2 years and not been able to get more than this many people in a room to stand up next to him and say, you know, we're fans, we support him? Meanwhile, Tariq is filling theaters for his screenings. And speaking of screenings, what happened to this movie? What happened to Fraudulent America? I mean, he's not talking about it anymore. This was so important. This is his pet project, or his, you know, he kept changing, you know, his level of commitment towards this project. At first it was this big old deal, and then it was a pet project, and now it's just this, oh, whatever, maybe, or I didn't know. I love the way he likes to go between knowing everything about everybody and then just knowing nothing. I didn't know. I didn't know. I started doing this and I didn't know. When I didn't know. Come on now. I mean, people, I feel sorry for you if you are so stupid that you don't see what is going on with this person. The people I don't feel sorry for are those who know and support anyway, you know. These are the ones I don't feel sorry for. The people who are just as sick as him, I don't feel sorry for you. And you know this, you know, the Elijahwans and Sirloin himself, you know, just as sick. A person who is willing to insult someone's children, talk about people's children and throw people's kids in sexual situations, talk about raping people's children, talk about fucking people's children, you know. People who can't win an argument with you, so they look over your shoulder at everybody around you and try to insult you by talking about your family. All these idiots, you know, surrounding him that act like, I don't feel sorry for you guys. I do feel sorry for the idiots who are just dumb and they buy into the bullshit. They think, you know, it's black community. It's because he cares about the black community, because you think that he actually cares about your dumb ass and how you got to be that dumb. Stop blaming your blackness for how stupid you are. Please stop doing that. It is an insult to every shining example of black progress on earth. I cannot look at my family and say black people are doomed to be, you know, not successful or unintelligent, you know, that they're oppressed by this system so badly that they cannot help themselves at all, you know. I can't buy that looking at my family. Some people can, looking at their families. I get that. I get that some people have a narrow experience and they really don't understand that there are other options available to them because they were not encouraged. You're not on camera, dear. My man is sneaking around the camera because he's topless. His moves are kicking it. No, he doesn't have moves. He don't have moves the likes of which I've seen in this turtle shit pit. I'll tell you that. Y'all got some swingers. But anyway, yeah. Speaking of swingers, let's do this right now. Cause see, you guys, I've been so kind. I've been so kind. I've not at all been the bitch that you guys insist, you who, have all this mess to say, you guys who have to make up stories in order to come at me because you can't defend your arguments with me. You can't win a debate with me. Few people on earth can. Don't take it personally. But yeah, speaking of swingers, let's talk about this nasty bastard here. I've been very kind. I haven't even been on him the way I could be. I could very well post a video every day, completely clowning his output every single day because it's that ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. He is to be ridiculed. He's a joke. And I could just have, Saturday morning cartoon right after the Crispy show, where you get like that lighthearted take. You can get me just ripping apart every single word he types, every single syllable he utters. I could completely destroy. And the reason why I don't bother is because, well, it hasn't been worth it to me, But lately, like I've said, earlier, I've been wanting to distance myself from dealing with, my cat is, he loved that bag. Okay, all kinds of noises in the back. Man was playing Call of Duty a bro with this bag. Okay, anyway, I had said before, I'm distancing myself because it's pointless, these idiots, it's pointless to put up with them. They don't appreciate anything. They can't learn anything. These guys are absolutely retarded, this turtle shit pit. And when I say retarded, I am not referring to people with developmental disabilities. I'm not at all referring to anybody who has Down syndrome or anything else that makes their development, different than the average person. I'm talking about these voluntarily ignorant fools who are so broken that they're threatened by my confidence. It threatens the shit out of them. These supposed grown men who are supposed to be these shining examples of why I'm supposed to leave my husband are idiots who are afraid of me. They're idiots, that's one thing. And I'm not turned on by idiots. I'm really not. I like intelligent people. I enjoy intelligent people, and they come in all colors, shapes, sizes, walks of life, income levels. I really don't like idiots. It hurts my sensibility. I'm very sensitive to talking to stupid people. That's why the educator comes out. I'm a child of a wonderful educator. When I come across someone stupid, I try to elevate them because I can't take your dumb ass, and especially if you want to go around pointing fingers and blaming people because you're a dumbass. I cannot take a dumbass who is ungrateful. Yeah, the stupid, it gets to me. But they're not only stupid, they're assholes, They're jerks. They're jerky people. They do not mean well. And they have come at me with all kinds of accusations that are not true, that are based on their own insecurities. These weirdos that worship whiteness like it is the fucking pinnacle of existence are trying to convince me that I'm as sick as them when there are no signs of that and never have been throughout my entire life. I've never had to, take a moment where I decide that I'm not going to be a racist asshole. I've never considered a person's race or color to be a detriment, ever. It's all about what's in here and what's in here and what you do with these and what you say with this. I don't care what color these things are. I don't care what country you were born in. And I really can't have any sympathy for people who in this day and age can get to a computer and still be that fucking dumb in this country with all of the information available to you, with all of the experiences that you're able to have. I understand maybe, if you grew up, I was talking about people like, some of y'all are from some small ass places where Walmart is your social life. I get it. I understand because I have relatives who live in these same places, just like I said, my family does not reflect this ignorance, this just give up attitude. Just give up, You're Black, and therefore you are born underneath the umbrella of these, stereotypes and these negative expectations, and that means you are supposed to embody them and give up on yourself. Oh man, of course you're miserable. Of course you're looking to blame someone. So anyway, speaking of this jerk, I could very well go absolutely ham, and I haven't. I have been so kind, but I am not nice. If I were nice, I would continue to give excuses and continue to look at the fact that the reason why you guys are like this is because you're ill-raised. You are deficient. If I were nice, I would have some sympathy for your deficiencies, but I'm kind, so I'm observant of your deficiencies, aware of them. I accept them, but I don't give you any excuses for them. I'm kind though. See, I understand that because of these deficiencies, you can only take so much of what I can dish out. And it's very funny because, I've laughed through this. I've smiled through this. I've been truthful. I haven't had to make shit, the occasional nickname. And you guys have insisted that I've acted like you. I haven't. I could. So this fool posted this yesterday. And it is so foolish and so ridiculous that I'm going to go ahead and address it. Even though there are all kinds of foolish and ridiculous things this person is going to say before he goes to bed tonight, I'm sure, because he looked good and lit on his video tonight. He says, in one of his turtleisms, we as Americans are low on values. I'll stop right there. Values. We as Americans are low on values. I love how this idiot and similarly sick idiots will pull out we whenever it is them that they're talking about, We as Americans are low on values. No, you are low. Period. You're scum. You are the scum of the earth. You're the scum of the earth who has your Black Sex Finder account, right? While you run around calling everybody else a whore. Making whore into a 2-syllable word with your yokel ass. You're running around calling other people whores when you're the person who did your little late night broadcast talking about how you had set some foursome up with some ladies who forgot you were in the room. Now, we'll get into the closet case shit later. I know what that was about. That was really, you're on the phone with some guy and you really, really wanted some guy to say that it's okay for you guys to mess around with each other. That way you get to mess around and not be gay. But anyway, you're this person who talks about setting up foursomes. You're this person who talks about sucking on menstrual blood. You're this person who talks about being a former porn star. You're this person who talks about hating the skin you're in and insisting that everybody else does. When, for all intents and purposes, nobody with any brains at all in this day and age hates anyone because of their skin, Nobody with any brain and a functioning heart, a soul. No one with a soul these days. I just have to say, anybody who's running around hating on people because of what color they are, or having preconceived notions about people because of what color they are, having preconceived notions about their personalities, about their intentions, based on what color they are, is lost and soulless. Zombies. So you have no values, you don't value anything, you don't value your own daughter. Isn't this the guy that said, I hate seeing little black girls? System. He doesn't stand by anything he says. One day it's mixed, what is it? Black women treat mixed people like gods. And the next day is, when you made it in LA, when a fine half-breed takes you to eat. Pathetic. We as Americans are low on values. Trust and just love for each other. Trust. You can't be trusted to stay away from somebody's house when they say no with a fucking court order. Trust. Oh, please. Trust. You can't even tell the truth. Why should anyone trust you? Low on values and trust. No, when it comes to you, because we're not trustworthy, you might feel that people are not trusting. And when it comes to you, they really shouldn't be, because you're not trustworthy, because you're a damn pathological liar who does not own up to your lies. So no, you're not trustworthy. So yes, as far as you're concerned, the world is not a place where people trust you. You have any trust. Love, you don't even know the meaning. You are so far from anything remotely close to anything that pure. What are we high on? Look, what are you high on, Turtleface? What you high on? Someone insists that you're a cokehead. I could believe that, because I don't like cokeheads. They're arrogant, There's one person I know who, likes to do, but isn't like a head, isn't a regular head. He's actually an alcoholic. He's a creative person, a friend of mine. And yeah, a couple of other people too. Yeah, creative people that like to occasionally do a line. I don't think there's crack smokers. I don't think so. Like I've ever heard. Actually, you know what? One of them probably did once upon a day, but probably 20 years ago when he was younger. He's like in his 40s now. But anyway, yeah, I don't like the arrogance of the cokehead. They're not my favorite people. I like the hippie dippies and the psychedelics. Don't like the people who are doing stuff that's close to pharmaceutical, because that the chemical alteration there usually has a danger, a dangerous element to it. What are you high on, Turtleface? You seemed awfully drunk tonight. What else is it that you like to do that has you all out of sorts, that makes you this untrustworthy person who is low on values and knows nothing of love? What are you high on? He types in all caps like a retard, selfishness and hate. You've got to be kidding me. Selfishness and hate. Selfishness and hate. Mr. Fatherless America supposedly took $38,000 from people and has no intention of making good on it. And you're talking about some selfishness. You run around posting pictures of yourself spending these people's money and giving nothing but what? A bunch of, some mindless blathering about other people trying to make yourself seem interesting. That's what you give them. You give them something that they could get anyway, which is other people's business, or somebody talking about other people's business. They could click all over YouTube for that. Oh, but you think that they like the way you do it, right? Well, it's true that there are some people who are just as sick who enjoy seeing a sick person go off. But that doesn't make anything that you're doing necessary or worthwhile or good. I can't believe you fixed your ass lips to say the only nigga doing something for black folk. I mean, I know that you just say things just to say things. You say things so that people will continue to click to give you them little AdSense pennies because that's what it's about. You said this many times. I ain't gonna do it if I can't get paid. But just some of the things that you have the nerve to say and act like people shouldn't respond to it. It's indicative of your desperation. You're desperate, aren't you? You'll say anything for $1, for a penny. You'll say anything, any fucking thing. That's, I don't know. It's a living. It's a way to do things. I mean, sure, you could say that an actor might be willing to say any line, but you know, there are people with standards. You know, there are people who have only so low that they will go, or only so far left, or only so far right that they will go. You know, believe it or not, the people who entertain you actually do have some boundaries sometimes. This bastard, no boundaries, no sense of, no sense. No sense. He'll say anything senseless in order to make a few cents. So let's continue. He says, our political views isn't what separates us, nor religion. It's our lack of humanity that keeps us at odds. Lack of humanity, says a person who has disrespected a small sea of people online, from strangers to not so strangers, people that have big names, people that have little teeny channels where they get, 8 views on a video that they posted 3 years ago. This guy has absolutely stalked, absolutely attacked, and now he is absolutely whining because he's getting his comeuppance and continuing to lie, just lie like a rug, or deflect. That's the new name of the game. Well, I didn't know. I was just, I'm depressed. I can't let you get away with it. I think I was watching someone's video recently. I think it was Lashid for you, and she had said something about, black women. I tried to ignore this, but I think we're pretty much obligated to hate this motherfucker. It's like that. Once you come across this evil, if you're a compassionate person at all, it's like seeing any other story where, someone is being abused or picked on, or where there's something tragic happening. It touches you in a way. You want to do something about it. And sometimes you do, or you do if you can. I come from people who my mom and my auntie like to say, the women in your line suffer from an incurable disease. Sorry about that. So anyway, she liked to say, my auntie and my mom, especially my mom, because I grew up with my mother side relatives are out of state, but she liked to say that the ladies of your line suffer from an incurable disease called involvement. We cannot help but lend our gifts where they are needed, if and as needed. Keeping track of what the asshole is doing and clearly communicating what is going on is like breathing to me. It's very easy for me to keep track of things, very easy for me to communicate what's going on. For some people, reading a sentence is the toughest thing they'll do all day. And I do not mind not only, helping people through that, but also in the meantime, lending a voice if they feel stifled. I don't mind speaking against an injustice. So the idiot right now, one of his little arguments is they're not going after no white supremacists like this, and they're not going after no, they don't see them going after David Duke. They ain't never doing nothing about no white supremacists like this. And what I have to say to that is, no white supremacist is coming to my page trying to shut me down and following dozens of people around doing the same thing. No white supremacist is right now slandering me and my family. No white supremacist ever hauled off and made video after video on YouTube and posted it here, there, and everywhere on our website and on our Twitter and on our Facebook, calling my then 9-year-old child, who is still not sexually active, a slut, a slutty child, and a slut in training. No white supremacist ever approached me in that manner, okay? Any white supremacists who are around me, I wouldn't know who they are because they don't deal with my ass. They don't talk to me. I don't know who they are because I don't hear from them. This is not to say that I haven't experienced, we all know that feeling, right? That sort of only black person in the room feeling. That feeling that you get when you know that the person that you're dealing with is treating you in a certain manner because they have preconceived notions about you based on what color you are. But see, I get that also for, having boobies. I get people who have preconceived notions about who I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to act because I got chichis and a vagina. That does not stop me from being myself and being bold and being, unafraid to pursue whatever it is that is important to me. I don't care who the fuck does not like black women. I have to say this again because this doesn't seem to be sinking in for the idiots. It's just my opinion. I just want my opinion. No, I'm just saying this. No. Who cares? I don't care what you have to say. I care that you tried to shut me down. I care that you tried to shut me down for being accurate about what I see when I look at you. I know you're a damn closet case. I know you like men. I know this. You do not have the guts to admit this. I'll say it again. There are some card-carrying faggots who have more guts than you ever will have, ever. Because they have the courage to admit to who they are in spite of a world where people try to treat them as if they are allowed to make their choices for them, as if it's somebody else's responsibility to decide who you sleep with. In spite of that, they boldly say, you know what? Hi, I'm Mr. So-and-so, and this is my boyfriend, Mr. So-and-so. Or, hi, I'm Miss So-and-so, and here's my girlfriend, Miss So-and-so. Turtleface doesn't have that kind of courage. He never will have that. Joanne extinguished that a long time ago. She did whatever she did then, and, he'll continue to blame every black female in the universe for not replacing her, I guess. So what? Okay? He is very well allowed, and so is any other twisted, upset with being black man in the universe. You're perfectly well allowed to not be interested in black females and to talk about why you're not interested in black females, even if those reasons are ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned, you have every right to your ridiculousness. What you do not have a right to do is to be good. You can't do that to me. Oh, not to me. There are women who will allow you to do that. That's where Turtle Dick gets those few, idiotic bitches who will call him up and support him, Because, yeah, they take a hit for some attention. You can very well punch them in the face and they'll get up. They'll be there tomorrow. I'm not that chick. I was not raised by those women. I will never be that woman. I am not raising a young lady who will grow up to believe that affection is somebody punching you in the face and then putting a present on the bed in the morning. So this victim hunter seeks victims, you know, people who are damaged, people who are broken. I don't like to see people taken advantage of. I know I'm repeating some things that I've said before, and I'm gonna do that because, I think it's necessary here. I'm dealing with some folks who need to hear things over and over again like a mantra because they're slow like that. They don't get it the first time. There's a flat line going off there. It just they can't pay attention. I do understand like quiet, dulcet tones. Sometimes I can get loud too, but usually I'm paid for that. I have this sleepy, quality to the voice, very relaxing. I should be actually doing those whisper videos. Have you ever seen those? I forget what it's a 3-letter acronym or something, MSR or whatever, something or other. I think there's an R in there. I think there's an M there. I don't know if there's an S. Oh, I have to look at it up. Those whisper videos where people are whispering and they're making, noises that are pleasant, like, little clicking noises or playing with things, crunching noises, and it's sort of like a therapy, like a relaxation technique. Yeah, the voice is trained. I can do a lot of things with it. I get that it can be tough to sit through a lecture. Yeah, but I'm not going to cheapen myself and start doing all of this and clown for you, like that idiot, because that's not what I want to do. I do break out, and get silly, and I mean, I'm a big freaking dork, but this stuff that this guy is doing to people is no laughing matter, so I've been rather deadpan when dealing with it. I mean, well, my version of deadpan, I think I get like the constant sort of cheery deadpan from my uncle Mike. May he rest in peace. My uncle Mike died in a car accident some years ago, and when I went to his funeral, his ex-wife, who he wasn't married to her at the time of the crash, but his ex-wife, who's my mom's really good friend, Sheila, we were wearing the same dress at his funeral, same like this black and white JCPenney thing, catalog ordered dress. Anyway, I remember looking down at the casket and seeing, being at peace, because I was like, oh, he is not in there, because the easy smile was gone. His face was just dead. And my Uncle Mike was always just smiling, even when he wasn't smiling. I think I get a little some of that from him, because, I can smile through anger. Anyway, the stuff that's going on with what this asshole is doing to people is more serious than me, shooting the shit and being like, hey, all right, well, what the fuck, let's just hang out. It's just, every communication that I've had with anyone here, whether it was, calling the BTR or responding in a video, it has been, with this seriousness in the back of my mind. I do have an objective here, and that is to absolutely expose what is really going on with this asshole. What's really, really going on. And, pardon me, I'm not afraid of looking like whatever you think of me. You can think I'm crazy, you can think I'm a bitch, all of that's fine. One thing you're not going to be able to say about me is that I have lied about any of these events. What I see is what's really there, and what I tell you is what I've really, noted or really experienced. I do not have to make up stories about these dudes or about this turtle shit fucker in order to make myself feel better or to win anything. This is some fucking retard Olympics, not to be confused with Special Olympics or anybody with developmental disabilities or Down syndrome. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about these voluntarily ignorant, retarded motherfuckers. I'm not trying to win your retard Olympics. I'm not trying to win your retard race. I'm trying to make sure that some things are revealed so that people who are just trying to use this outlet to express themselves, who are being stifled because of these predatory, bullying, idiot apologists who are racist, separatist, misogynist piglets who hate the skin that they're in. These people are running around trying to make you feel like you need to run inside and hide. And I can't act like that's okay. It's just not in me to do that. So as long as I see these idiots acting up and hurting other people in the process, it makes me want to respond in whatever way I feel is necessary at the moment. Maybe it's just a meme and I'll place it somewhere. Maybe it is taking a little screenshot for later. Maybe it's making a video. Maybe it's, talking in a group. There are a few groups here, there, and everywhere on the Facebook and on the, well, I don't really Twitter. But yeah, there are a couple other places, where people get together and talk about this stuff. Just to make sure that everyone has the correct information. So yeah, speaking of the correct information, I'm going to say this again. Turtle Dick. Turtle Dick, whose name is not what you say it is. You do not have tens and thousands of followers. You don't. Because if you did, it would be evident by now. After 2 years of real life trolling, scouring the nation back and forth, popping up in cities where you hope that somebody that you have purposefully stalked and bothered will validate you by showing up, So, apparently you were able to do a couple of months for a photo op and a video in Philadelphia. Apparently you're able to scrounge up a couple of idiots in New York, and you were able to convince a literal handful of fools to visit the Tim Alexander Struggle studio. That's not evidence of tens of thousands of fans. Why is it that your comment sections are so full of invisible people, Turtleface? Because you do not have tens of thousands of fans. You don't even have thousands of fans. You don't, do you, Turtleface? No, you don't. I'm going to say that you have, maybe a mighty 300 willing to sacrifice themselves for your ego. But that's about it. That's always been about it. And you can keep on trying to say otherwise. I know that you hear me saying this stuff, because I've seen, let's look at your page again. I've seen where you have, tried to cover saying things like, oh, look, I've got more people who joined my site. Let's see. Make the window bigger and scroll down past these ugly ass t-shirts and this weak ass banner that, like, look at Google blue curtains and you get the background for his banner. And sorry ass. Look, I think I can name every font here too. Like, just no creativity. Okay, I see that he got the crispy shirt up here. I know he's all mad about that. I'm gonna get a shirt too, right? I'm gonna get one. I just might get one every color. I might get the ragland. I might get the one with the ring collar, the ragland, the yellow, maybe even get a hoodie and make that my new YouTube video uniform. Okay, let's see here. Where was it? He said something about 200 people joining his site. So here we go. I had over 200 people join my website today, bringing total subs. Yeah, 4,000. Thank you guys so much. What guys? Your dumbass fans? Your people who are freaking idiots, right? Everybody who follows me, they're idiots. Anyway, 4,000 in your wildest fantasies, turtle face. You do have a turtle face too. You know that, right? See, you guys, even still, like the kindness, the kindness is so ingrained into the fabric. It's so much a part of my cells, the kindness, that I just don't feel the need to clown you as hard as I could. I'm being sweet when I call you turtle face. Turtles are pretty cool. I like turtles. Turtles is pets. It's like calling you dog face. People like dogs. It's like calling you, yeah, like when I call you he bitch. It's a term of endearment compared to what I could be saying about you. And all of this denial, it really encourages me to be less sympathetic. But I guess I was just so well nurtured that I get no satisfaction personally out of completely discounting another person's humanity, even a person as low as this, unless that person is known to actually physically violate someone else's body. I don't have, I would like to have, like, raped where I know, when people have violated other people's bodies, male, female, regardless. I'm not saying that, like, the nature of man is rape. I don't like any suggestion that, even though there are things that happen, certain prevalent tendencies among the human race, I know that the numbers will heavily lean one way or the other depending on a thing, just based on the nature of things. I get that, but I also know that you have to take each person individually. No way in hell I would say that, women can't be, just as abusive and sinister as the most abusive, sinister male. So, yes, I wish I had that sort of, confirmation vision, because I do have feelings, I do have very strong intuition when it comes to people. I can look, in the face and see a lot of things about a person, look at body language and see a lot of what's going on, things so much I don't even want to see. But it would be nice to have that confirmation vision, to be able to know, where the bodies are buried always, and be able to really take care of people like that. I really can't have any true compassion for someone violate another person's body physically, sexually, especially. I agree, like I said before, in some other videos about, like, when Whoopi was saying, like, you hit a man, don't be surprised if he hits you back. I'm cool on that. I understand that sometimes people's physical altercations, they're a two-way street. But I'm talking about true violations, where a person uses their hands in order to harm someone else who is innocent. Those people, as far as I'm concerned, need to be gassed. They need to drop dead immediately. Those are the people I wish would drop dead. I don't care what color or gender they are. I don't care what age they are. People who would move to violate another person's body to hurt them, and they haven't done anything to deserve that. We're not just talking about, a toddler that hauls off and smacks his sibling. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Or don't you? Are the people that I'm dealing with so damn dumb that I have to spell out every single thing to them? Am I speaking too quickly for you? Because I know that, nobody that I'm cool with, nobody I get along with, nobody, actually like that I actually have, as friends on my Facebook, where you can see pictures of my family and see my friends list and know my friends. None of these people need to hear any shit from me. I don't choose to surround myself with complete buffoons like that. I can't, like I said earlier, I can't stand being around stupid folks too much. I have to help them come up. I'm like, ooh, can we sit here? Okay, talk. Go ahead, tell me. And I listen and I absorb, and then I, give back. Okay, from what I've heard, I've learned that this person needs this right now. So let me help them through this because I can't sit here with all this dumb. Um, uh, hear noises in the house. Oh yeah, little one's sleeping, but her door is closed. So anyway, I just wanted to really just go ahead and address the fact that still here paying attention to what's going on. I still have that golden ticket. I really mean it when I say there is such a close connection between, me and this one friend, and such a close connection between him and this YouTube product manager that it would be nothing but a casual conversation for me to just drop all this information about Turtle Face on them. Taking my time with it. I mean, it's been since June 2012 that I've been off and on monitoring this weirdo. So a couple more weeks, it's not a big deal. I guess I'm waiting to see if there is any shred of humanity there. Is this Crispy Geddon going to beat him so badly that he has no choice but to be truthful? Because so far he hasn't been. So far he's just been, defeatist. I'm depressed. He's been drinking. And he's been regretful, because he's been caught. But there's no true remorse there. There's no true, honest admitting, there's no omission of what he's really been doing. And I think that, in all honesty, even though I'm not a person who thinks that censorship is good at all, I'm thinking that it's only fair that he be properly reported and blacklisted, for lack of a better term. I think it's only fair. I think it's only right. Because I think he's only going to get worse if he gets away with it during this particular round of ass whippings. He's had ass whipping before. When I first came along, he had a couple of ass whippings thrown his way, I think, from Delu. Delu had already been up his ass. And Real Love Unknown, I love the way he clowns somebody. He had, made a couple of really good, smart assessments of what's really going on with this person. He got it right away. I don't think Delu got it right away, but he eventually did. Never heard much from the Testas. I don't think that the Testas will, have the. I was gonna say I don't think Testas will have the teeth to go after him. Really strong. I don't think Testas will have the teeth, but oh my God, no pun intended. I mean, I'm just using language I would ordinarily use. It just so happens that Testizzle does have some really some pointy, jagged, crazy grill. And I don't care, like I said in my video earlier on my other channel, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty really, it resides in here, true beauty for me. I love a beautiful person. A beautiful person on the inside can become very beautiful on the outside to me, and vice versa. Really ugly on the inside, you're ugly on the outside, inside out. Okay. So, yes, when I first, discovered the ass, he was already being whipped by, Delu, Real Love. They were already like, look, what the fuck is your problem, Closet Case? You own my ass. And what is it? Colonel of Wisdom was being annoyed by him, but she's a softie, you know. So she wasn't really, going after him like that. It was actually, General Backlash stood up for her, but once he discovered that, there was, he was trying to spread some rumor that they were the same person because they have similar logos on their channel, I guess. And the general, I guess, wasn't very vocal. I don't know. This was before me. But yeah, the general stood up for her, and Turtle, he wouldn't challenge her love. He wouldn't challenge the general. He tried to make some digs, try to say to Ambi, oh, your man is gay because he says things about me or whatever. No, he's always projecting and trying to accuse everybody of having the gay that he courses with. Ugh. And not really gay. He doesn't have the courage to be gay. He's a closet case. He's a closet case. Does not have the courage to be a card-carrying faggot. So, yes, when I first came along, he was already getting the whooping. And then when I came along, those whoopings started to sting a little bit more because the mugshot surfaced. And the fact that that name is not what he claims it is surfaced. And yes, you can make the argument that people have stage names, and we're not talking about that. That name he chose was to hide, okay? Because the real name dug up the mugshots. But, if he was going to run around bothering people and stalking people and false flagging people, he should have paid a little bit closer attention to hiding the information that is easily Googleable, Googleable, that led to that mugshot. So once I came along, then, the ass whippings got a little bit more severe because we found out that Mr. Moral Police, oh yeah, the mugshot and the nasty late night broadcast where you're talking about sucking on people's bloody contents and having the foursomes and whatever else. So yeah, he's a bitch, like to be held, want to be spooned, and all that other madness. Smothered kids to sleep and all that shit, Mr. in the daytime talking about what the fuck are you black bitches doing? You need to this and act like that, and you're shaking your asses in front of everybody. And come to find out, Mr. Black Sex Finder found his Black Sex Finder account where he and, maybe apparently Ms. Mo, he and a black female were looking for, another couple to mess around with. Should have done a better job of hiding all this mess if he's going to be messing with people like that. But anyway, so he didn't. So I came along and yeah, then it became, my ass whipping began. And, I just started with, some slow, steady. I've just been slow, steady like a water drip torture on this bastard. I maintain my touches have been gentle compared to what they could be. Because see, I've never called this show. Can anybody recall that? Huh? While he's trolling me and trying to say, I think you in love with him. Wouldn't I have called him by now? Wouldn't I have tried to, do something about that unrequited love that I'm supposed to have? Wouldn't I just have to talk to him? To talk to that idiot. There's nothing that he can say that's going to make any damn sense. It's full of shit. So I ain't called. And, he's been scouring around my neighborhood, taking pictures in my motherfucking neighborhood, taking pictures inside of businesses I frequent weekly, almost daily, taking pictures in places where he knows I was, posting videos where he knows I've been, posting videos talking about I'm going to be here and I'm going to be there. And have I showed up? No. I don't give a shit. Oh, God, I don't want to see that up close. But I could. Like, what would he do? if I just showed up? You know, he's talking about just showing up to the hidden color screening, and I'm just gonna take out and I'll pull out my gun. What would he do if I just showed up with my gun? Huh? If I just showed up with my gun, my husband showed up with his gun, and baby showed up with her gun. Oh boy. Yeah, what if we just showed up? You think we'd have all that mouth? I see this, yeah, the internet braver, the coward, does all of this talking behind the safety of this computer. But I seriously doubt if, while he's, up the street at my juice crafters, I seriously doubt that him, standing there with whoever that dude is, that if I, turned the corner and walked in there, that he would have all of the mouth that he's been having. It would turn into, yeah, like the Philly Just situation where he'd be trying to squash the beef, shake hands and shit. Because this is all a bullshit game. He is stirring up shit in order to profit from it. That's it. Underneath that, he's a very sick individual, and this is what leads him to be so desperate as to have this as his money-making option. This is all he can do. Everything that he does, he mooches off of other people's output, steals other people's videos, steals other people's content, talks about other people's lives. He has nothing going on of any interest himself except for talking about what the fuck somebody else is doing. And they're going to turn around and get mad about some crispy. What a bitch. What a sorry ass, low down, dirty, cowardly bitch. And once again, I don't care. Except that you tried to shut down my page. And you did this to a whole lot of other people. And you continue to do this to people. That swole fat shit was ridiculous. You gonna get in a plane and show up at Cliff's house and slobber all over his mama without his permission. That's some sick shit, you guys. Turtle stands. You think that was an act of bravery and heroism? You think he was doing that to squash their beef? That was a low, dirty, disgusting, slimy, scummy thing to do. And then he did it because he's been getting his ass kicked by Tyrone Thompson's BTR ratings. I've listened, not in a while, but I've heard here and there where people have said, like, oh yeah, I listen to Blog Talk all the time, and nobody ever has this many people in the chat room. Or I'm on Blog Talk all the time, and you've got a good thing going. Look at all this activity you're getting. Even these, like, unknown people, yeah, Tyrone immediately began to get the Blog Talk trolls just swarming around his channel because he showed up. I told him this, I'm gonna say this again, I'm gonna keep repeating myself. Like I said, I'm talking to some dumbasses. But I've said this before, that Tyrone doesn't understand that some people are just gonna be there because he's there. He's there because these interactions are some people's social life. These social media interactions are how they socialize. I have also said before that, I wouldn't want to be single right now or be in my 20s right now. I guess I wouldn't, more than like being single right now, because even I'd still, have my sense about me, I think, at 38 years old. I'm pushing 40. I can't help but have some sense, given the way I grew up right now, even if I was, wild child 21. I'd hate to be in my 20s as wild child with social media and all this, filming my craziness and my mistakes in front of people. And I'd hate to have, access to that much of the single world, I would hate to have that many options. So I kind of get that for some people, them using this social media as their social life is not as weird as it seems to me. Like online dating, meeting somebody online, and dating them and ending up marrying them sounds crazy to me. Crazy. It sounds absolutely insane. Are you kidding me? I don't know you. You know, no. And what is it that's so fucked up about you that you can't deal with the people around you? Why don't they like you? I don't, but I'm pretty sure, that I have an extreme position, compared to most younger people or people who are 10 years younger than me right now, when it comes to that. I know, I get it, but still, that's how I feel. I refuse that. No, that's crazy. Mm-mm, mm-mm, no. I like to feel people out, I need to share the air with you so that I can feel you out if I'm interested in connecting with you for the rest of my life. If I'm supposed to feel comfortable sleeping next to you, I'm supposed to feel comfortable that you're not going to chop my head off or sneak in the baby's room. I need to be close to a person like that and to be able to smell their air and see their aura. I can't say aura anymore without thinking about Charlie Murphy. Charlie Murphy! I saw his aura or whatever. It was orange. Anyway, okay, so seriously, folks, I am at a point where, after having seen, my ass whipping session, and then, it moved to, who else started? Oh yeah, the coattail writers, with Minty and Sirloin and Pedo Crisp and who else? Who else was on my jock that found Nabal when I was, talking shit about Turtleface, but didn't have none before that? There's got to be one more. I guess I'll throw Low Attitude in that mix, even though I think he, had his own route to discovering Turtleface. I don't think it was he saw my videos first and he saw his. I think it was Turtleface first, then he came over with his nosy gossipy ass to see what I was talking about. And got everything all wrong. Good Lord. Yeah, the coattail riders with their wave of ass whippings, which were ineffectual because, as you can see, Minty's a little attention hungry idiot, who's willing to lie, cheat, and steal for attention, just like Turtleface. So, he's too much like him to be against him. And, I feel the same way about Sirloin, really. I mean, he's too much like him to really, truly be against him. The only reason why Sirloin is upset with him is because he upset him personally. And if it wasn't for that, he would still be right there going, everything that you say, ha, 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 you're an entertainer. So yeah, there was that wave of ass whippings. And then who else came along? Oh yes, then the Jason Black. Yeah, the Black Authority ass whipping. That was interesting. I don't much enjoy that guy's delivery. He has this very pretentious way of talking to people as if they're idiots and he is the smartest person. I can't. This is oh, so boring. But that doesn't mean that the man never says anything that's worth hearing. I don't enjoy the delivery. I don't enjoy the condescending delivery. But I did listen to, his turtle assessments, and some of it was right. He didn't get that the dude's, I mean, he got that the guy's a phony, but he doesn't understand this fake follower bullshit. I mean, it's plain as day that the dude is faking, but for some reason, people just still kind of want to believe. I think they don't want to believe that they've been fooled. I think that some people who criticize Turtleface, even though they understand that the guy's an asshole, they still don't want to admit that they fell for a lot of his shit, so they'll only, admit so much of the wrong, but they won't acknowledge the rest of it. They won't come all the way. So I think after the Jason Black ass whipping, there was what, and they're a little intermittent, no people like him going back and forth with Nut Ward, or was there a girl that he was going back and forth with who could hold her own? He didn't fuck with Lovey for too long, because I think he's scared of her and he needed to be. And I've never seen him go near Angie because she'll put a curse on his whole entire family. So I don't think that yeah, I can't think. Okay. So yeah, I don't think that there's any female besides, Lashid. Okay, yeah, I think okay, so there's Lashid. I did notice that she had been diligent in really focusing on what he's doing, and that freaks him out whenever anybody who can read focuses too hard. He goes, oh shit, and he starts to try to discredit them, to scare them, to intimidate them in order to get them to go away so that they don't spend too much time telling the idiots what the hell's really going on. Because see, the idiots, they don't have any real true loyalty to him. They'll jump ship too. Like I was saying, they really just want to be entertained. All you have to do is be there. During the inception of my discovery, during the happy cabby wave of ass whippings, there was a person who popped up and said, I think you're my new favorite YouTuber because you put out videos every day. I don't know what's going on with this and that, but it should be pretty interesting. This guy had absolutely no connection to whatever animosity was going back and forth between dude and a whole bunch of other people. He's just watching it like a soap opera, and the dude was just watching it because it was there. He likes YouTube. He likes watching videos on YouTube. So if somebody puts out YouTube videos every day, hey, I'm a fan, I was trying to tell Tyrone, I'm trying to tell you, dude, all you have to do is be there. You're wasting your time, trying to think that you are starting, the next wave of something just because, you've got this attention. Just like, the coattail writers, when they started getting more views, because Turtle trolls his ass off and because people are interested in seeing this, there are more people interested in watching the conflict created by Turtleface than they are in actually Turtleface. They just like the damn carnage. So, yeah, the people, they get their few extra views and then they get really excited and they think, oh, I'm about to do this, like Minty Wood Chips, he got all excited. He's like, I'm gonna make some money now and I'm gonna do this. And I suspect him of buying shit too, because I let him and Sirloin know, like, look, this is how he does it. Like, look, you can buy followers. The man has not proven he has these numbers. He just has these numbers and this is how he has them. He bought them. And Minty is just that low. He's that low. He would. But I don't know. I don't know for sure, and I don't really care. He's not the focus. Not really focusing on those guys too hard, the shady bunch. At the same time, I have not forgotten. I've not forgotten the assholes who have lied about me. I've not forgotten that they lied so that I can remember that they are liars and to not trust what they say because they can't own up to their lies. I've said before too that, look, I'm not Miss Perfect sitting on Miss Mount Perfect. As a teenager, I lied. I lied to get to do what I wanted to do. I lied to get out of trouble, to try to avoid whoopings. But karma had a way with me where I would not get away with these lies, and I had to end up, fessing up to each and every one. I got caught. And in my adulthood, I'm bold. Like once it was like, I am an adult and I'm responsible for myself, and you can't whoop my ass. Fuck you. I'll tell you right now exactly what I think and how I feel and what I did, and stand by it. And I don't care what you think about it. I think I've been that way since 17. Yeah, when I graduated high school. I graduated at 17. And that summer, it was like, okay, first I'm shave this process out of my hair because I don't like it. And it's mine now, and all of this other thing, I'm just going to restructure my environment in accordance with what I really, really want. And, not that my mother was, all that oppressive or anything, but she did grow up Baptist and later became full gospel, which is just, Baptist with wings. And she had a certain set of ideas as far as what she thought was a good foundation for setting up a good moral structure for a young person. And there are some things that we disagreed with, but for the most part, she respected my humanity, and she loved me so, she loved me so well. that I could trust myself, you know, and trust my judgment and be like, okay, I got this now. I got it now. Don't worry, I'll get it. And I will be responsible for my choices. But yeah, you know, in my youth, yeah, I definitely, you know, did some like sneaking out or saying that I was here when I was there or saying that this happened when it didn't really happen that way in order to try and protect myself from an ass whooping that was going to come anyway. So, so I have not forgotten these people who are close to my age who still haven't learned that you don't just haul off and lie about people, or that you don't just haul off and try about people without any foundation, without any proof. I have not forgotten these idiots who have, you know, jumped on the bandwagon and just decided to just talk tall, imaginary shit about my entire household. I'm surprised that these assholes have not started threatening to violate my cat or started slandering my cat. Hey, cat. He's a cat a jerk. He's a sleepy jerk. His ears are perking up. Oh, my cat. Oh, yes. If anybody's wondering why my cat's so huge, I believe that his breed is Maine Coon. Funny enough, I got a pet coon. Got a couple of them, apparently, and they're very dog-like cats. So that's why he fetches, and he's huge, and yeah, he'll answer and come when you call, like a doggy dog. Anyway, I am babbling. I understand that this is very everywhere and kind of stream of consciousness, and that's what I choose to do on this channel. You know, the other channel, you know, I put my videos together a little bit more concisely and try to make use as few words as possible to communicate the ideas that are in my head. But with this, I'm just letting it flow freely, you know. So whatever comes to mind comes out raw, without me, pardon me, really caring about how well structured it is. Okay. Thank you to anybody who is hanging in there just because they're really truly objective and interested in listening without being terribly judgmental, because I have not done anything to them. You know, speaking of, there's a turtle fan. I won't call her a stan. I'll call her a fan, who was on one of LG's threads, who is friends with him on Facebook, who was saying something about, you know, I don't think that, she was saying something like, you know, well, Tariq, he got his money back. I don't understand why he's still bothering him. And I'm like, what? This dude relentlessly does nothing but bother other people. Who damn cares? And then she posted a video where some white dude, I think his name was Tyree something or whatever, was calling him nigga or nigger in his videos. It was doing like a little sock puppet thing, calling it nigger. I didn't watch all of it because I think his videos were like a half hour long, and he don't seem well. I don't know anything about him. I don't care to. I don't know what his problem is. But you know, what I said to her was like something to the effect of, so damn what? Because this person deserves no mercy, pretty much. Why does anybody care if I say to him? And then she said something like, you know, I don't want you to be upset with me. I'm sure you know more than I do about the situation. And I said to her, you know, you haven't done anything to me. There's no reason for me to be upset about what you say. What you say is based on your own feelings and your own opinion. You are very well entitled to think that people are being mean to Turtleface. You're very well entitled to your thoughts that he is being picked on and that it's unfair or unnecessary. You can go ahead and think that. That doesn't do anything to me personally. That doesn't attack me personally, you know? I don't have any problem with her. I don't have any animosity towards her. I do think that she's an idiot for not seeing through the Turtleface. But I don't think that she's a bad person, you know? I think she's a person who could stand some education about awareness, you know, and wisdom of discernment. But she hasn't done anything to me. So yeah, I appreciate anybody, hanging in there because they are really truly objective. I'm sure that there are a couple of people like that, that are paying attention to the turtle and they're just being entertained, or they're just thinking that he's sincere when he isn't, and they are truly objective and they're just listening to everyone. Appreciate that. Thanks. But I've got to tell you, if you do not understand that Turtleface is a compulsive liar, which means he is not trustworthy. You cannot trust him to be honest about anything ever. If you don't understand that, and there's something wrong with you, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be gospel truth. But my opinion is based on some observation. I'm not just saying these things just to say these things. I mean, I've obviously taken a little bit of time to observe and go, you know what? You got to be really, really dumb to fall for this guy's bullshit. You've got to be really just not all together here. There's a block or something. There's got to be a block or a deficiency, a screw loose, or some wires not connected in order to not get what's going on with this dude. Like, for instance, I've pointed this out before, and I don't give a shit, that the reason why that Turtleface was able to get that video out of him is because of his own misogynistic tendencies. And I consider, yes, that if you're a person who in this day and age has preconceived notions about people, about their motives and their personalities based on their sex or their race or their income or where they were born or any of that, I think there's something wrong with you. I think you're unevolved. I think there's some sort of, I don't know, you're inbred or something. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you kidding me? I'm not, I don't have any qualms about saying this either, because I do want people to evolve. Funny enough, Turtle tries to insist that he insults people because he cares, but obviously, he's a selfish bastard who stands for nothing. Obviously, if you're not seeing it, you don't want to see it. He's really, really fucking sick and really angry and very selfish, and he does not care about anything but his daily dollar and somebody to mess with, his diseased crotch. I think he's starved for attention and affection. I was thinking for a time that he had a social disease. I still kind of believe that. I feel like he's got, herpes or AIDS or something that adds to his anger, because he's very, very angry at the world at large, especially people who appear to be happy or confident or to possess any of those things that he wishes he had. It's just the dumbest shit in the universe, I'm not mad at people who are doing better than me. I want to learn from them. I like surrounding myself with people who are intelligent or successful or, more spiritually aware, who are more evolved than me. That doesn't threaten me at all. I enjoy it. This guy, he can't enjoy anything. He can't even enjoy his food. His food probably tastes like his mother's hatred, It's a damn shame. I'd have some compassion if he didn't insist on punishing everybody else that he sees for it, including, people's children, people who have never spoken to him. So yeah, speaking of people's children, I'm going to go over again the fact that, I'd come across this asshole's videos. I spoke my piece in his thread. He did his whole, pushing it too damn far routine, expecting me to go hood rat ape shit. I instead decided to have some Photoshop fun. And that's when he started playing really dirty. Looked at my videos and started lying about my family and insulting my child. And when we decided to make a video in response where we discussed things, and she didn't hear anything about him, didn't know this dude's name, didn't even know that I referred to as person, the only reference in that video to him was, some person thinks that you're 7. To which she said, 7? I'm not 7. Because she was very proud of having just received, in the few days prior, her new training bras, for her new things popping out of just, that she has every right to be proud of. And this was a hallmark of growing for her. And there was no reason for her to feel any shame about that, especially sitting at home comfortable talking to her parents, whether I was holding a camera or not. And this asshole attacked my child verbally. Fortunately, she's an extremely well-adjusted, very healthy, very well-spoken, very aware and, confident, comfortable child. She's too smart to give a shit about that. And it's not like she ever saw his videos anyway. She never, anything that she knows about him is through me. So she didn't have to hear these things until, well after. I think it was maybe even a year later that I even mentioned, the words that he had said specifically. And there were no tears, We laugh at this asshole. He is a fucking joke. The crispy shit is fucking hilarious. We love it. I'm getting t-shirts for everybody. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. That stuff's, that's sad. That's dangerous. And he continues to right now try and be mocking, and this lady, and I don't know, and she been stalking me and blah, blah, because I supposedly said something about her daughter. Yeah, asshole, you know what the fuck you said about my kid. You know what the fuck you say about other people's kids. With your nasty ass talking about somebody, and nobody high fives anybody for fucking a fine 15-year-old. You're nasty. You're sick. You're a fucking predator because you cannot deal with adults your own age. Well-adjusted, healthy, successful adults your own age don't really want to have anything to do with you. All of the attention that he gets from the semi-celebrities that he manages to beg to be in his midst for any amount of time do not celebrate him and tout his name all over town the way he does theirs. I've never heard anybody he's mentioned say anything about him. I had Joel Osteen on the show. I had TD Jakes on the show because your preacher mama set that up, or you had some connections that way. Okay, fine. I had someone on now. I still ain't watched this, Vanessa Bell Calloway video because I really, I appreciate her work and I don't want to have any negative view about her, so I'll just leave that alone. But, him, happening to be able to talk to her because she was over at Tim's house or something, he just, he's not getting to speak with these people because of anything wonderful or particularly singular or anything that he's done that has any merit. He's an opportunist. He takes advantage of these opportunities. He begs and harasses and stalks. Sansaray can already illustrate for you what he will go through in order to get someone's attention. Sending messages, begging. So, yeah, the few people he's managed to beg up to get to pay attention to him for 5 minutes, they don't say nothing about him. I heard Caramel Kitten say anything about his ass, while he's meanwhile talking about our relationship. And I went to get a job. I went to do a job and I got a job and whatever. It's your gay ass, walking down the river with your girlfriends at the park, talking about her hair. No. She's not talking about you. Whoever else. Yeah, Joel Osteen ain't talking about you. TJ ain't talking about you. Or is it Professor Griff? He ain't talking about you. Anybody who really, like I said, falls for this shit has got a screw loose. So no one I care about, no one that anyone of any true merit cares about you. Turtle face. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just, disgusted. Thoroughly. I think it is about time to turn the heat up from simmer to somewhere between simmer and medium, while you assholes think that I've been going full gale force, huh? You think that I've just been, oh, she's such a bitch, she is going after him. Oh, she's been so. Mm-mm. No. I could be on it every day. I could be simultaneously. Oh, I sounded like Balky Bartolomos when I said that. Simultaneously, Colson Larry. Showing my age there. If anybody knows Perfect Strangers, holla. Um, anyway, yeah, I could simultaneously broadcast, while he's doing his fucking 8 hours of bullshit. Not that I have like 8 straight hours in the night to be, I mean, it'd be while I'm walking around, vacuuming, doing the dishes, going to the club if I got to go and, support something, working on a costume or, working on shredding my t-shirts or anything like that, like whatever. I'd be doing shit, while I'm doing this, but I could very well, shadow everything he does and shoot down every single thing he does. And like I'm really gonna give a shit about the little troll messages that I get. I already pointed out that invisible cowards don't matter to me. You're toys. I use you as opportunities to post the links for my wonderful little, videos where I just let the asshole speak for himself. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up. I just needed to address a few things instead of keeping these little passing thoughts to myself when I come across this ridiculous output from this ridiculous piece of shit. I just wanted to share and continue to share. And when he goes down, after he is properly reported, it will be after I am completely satisfied that I have expressed everything that I need to express, because that is my right. And after I properly report him, I think I'll just ignore the entire lot of anyone that reminds me of this asshole, except for those people who have, who are on my Facebook, those people who I consider to be worthwhile individuals who are really trying to be good people and improve themselves, just like anybody else worth a damn. But, and we'll talk about other things, we'll get on to some more relevant subject matter. But I can't just leave it. I haven't been able to, I've wanted to. I've told myself, a few times, like, don't go this full time that you said you would be able to take this, like cut it off now because it's going nowhere. But yeah, it's not finished. I guess it's not finished. I'm glad to see this crispy shit. If I'd stopped paying attention 6 months ago, I wouldn't have seen all this crispy shit. The crispy shit is just fucking hilarious. Can't wait for my shirt. And but yeah, I feel like it's the right thing to do, to go ahead and present this information. It's only fair. It's only right. This guy is trying to get away with doing everything short of raping people when he insists on putting his greasy troll mitts all over their free self-expression. It's something that I was born to combat. I don't play that shit. I even defend his right to say what he needs to say, but he does not have that same courtesy. Can't take his licks. So yes, once again, if God sent him to bail out Clifton Rainey. Then the angels smiled on me and sent me right on up the hill to the home of a person who could shut him down like that.